While discussing the rudimentary things of management, almost all the students, those who are pursuing their diploma courses for various subjects, maybe pharmacy or maybe technical engineering subject, or almost all the subjects which are concentrated on production of various consumable goods, products, and at the same time those who are rendering services, it is important to definitely know or to grasp certain things on inventory control. Inventory contains almost all the materials of an organization, maybe finished product as well as raw materials from A to Z and other resources which are involved directly or indirectly for the production of products as well as for rendering services or to discharge services for the customers at large. And because it involves the cost of the product as well as cost of the service, inventory control needs meticulous management. Definitely almost all the products which are coming under the production requirements or inputs, some of them are treated as very vital, that is called VAD analysis. VAD, V-E-D. V stands for very essential, E stands for essential, and D stands for desirable. Or some organizations adopt A, B, C, D. We cannot, this list cannot be made exhaustible. It can also extend the number of products or raw materials may extend from A to Z, but we can categorize under three categories: very essential or vital, then essential and desirable. Accordingly, we have to control or we have to manage our raw materials, and we have to issue the same for the production in a systematic way so that our production work or our discharging the service for the people at large will not be interrupted. And actually nowadays management is having a program which attracts so many people, so many students, and previously it was not there, or 50 years back or 60 years back or centuries ago, people used to manage or people used to learn many things from their experience. As you can say, our mother used to know so many things from their own experience. We can say in our while ascertaining the cost or while measuring the performance of various raw materials, all these things, we should definitely know minimum order quantity, MOQ, and minimum order level. Minimum order level is a very sensitive thing. Sometimes veteran having lot of experience fails to maintain the minimum order level and minimum order quantity. We have seen in our childhood, most often we have seen before, when the stock comes to zero, in case of sugar or tea, our mother or grandmother used to put or used to give one indent for purchase of sugar and tea. We cannot make it, or we cannot, they didn't prefer to purchase immediately, because when their guest would be there on their own doorstep, they cannot send a person to purchase sugar or tea so that they can serve to their guest. So before the stock level comes to zero, they used to put forth, they used to submit their indent, those who are responsible for purchase of various products of their households. Naturally, so what exactly, if they didn't used to do it, what exactly cost they would have to pay, that is their lack of sincerity. And at the same time, in our day-to-day life also, it put a scar mark on our vanity, or you can say prestige or social value, all these things. So it matters most. And at the same time, our preparedness was there like that. Nowadays we are failing, and at the same time this is also being brought into our book, that is called minimum order level. We are using A to Z product, and when we are issuing our product to our manufacturing unit, we have to put accounts in a systematic way, and according to the requirement, it is the acumen of the manager to have a class or control over the minimum order level and minimum order quantity. What should be the order quantity? That also requires an experienced view, because suppose for unit the cost would be maximized. If we are not in a position to give our indent or place our order in a judicious way, when we are procuring the same to our own godown, the cost will increase or the cost will not be under our control or clutch. Hence, we have to place the order in time, and the quantity of the order should also be taken into account in a mathematical way. There is an equation how we have to measure minimum order level, and according to the equation or according to the solution, we have to place our order. And at the same time, when we are using or issuing our products from A to Z to our production unit for production, we have to definitely put the cost also on our ledger sheet. A, B, C, D are the 4 products what we are using or issuing to our manufacturing unit. So, what is the cost? We know that the market cost of the product varies. It is variable by nature. So, what should be the rate of unit or rate of unit of particular products to be taken into account when we are going for costing or to compute the cost of the product or compute the cost of the service? So many ways and means are there. Sometimes it is being done on LIFO, last in first out. Sometimes it is done on FIFO, first in first out. Sometimes or some organizations follow HIFO, highest in first out. And some organizations issue the product or issue various raw materials on average is to be first out. Average cost of the product. Sometimes last in first out. Sometimes you are purchasing, suppose rupees 2 per kilo, and sometimes it is to be we are purchasing 3 per kilogram. Then if we are going on HIFO method, naturally rupees 3 is to be first. Initially we have to issue 3 rupees per kilo. That is done on HIFO method. If we are using the same method or adopting the same method, it is called HIFO. And first in first out, suppose we are procuring rupees 2 per kilo initially, then it is 3 per kilo, then it is 3.50, then positively our last is 3.50, that is to be computed first. That is last in first out. The last price on which we have received our product, that is to be computed first, and that is called last in first out. First in first out, in our example also, rupees 2 per kilo we are receiving or we are procuring. If we are going on FIFO method, first in first out, then we have to issue our product or raw materials at the rate of rupees 2 per kilo. So it is minimum or first in first out. Initially we had procured it, then we had procured 3 rupees per kilo, then we have procured 3.50 per kilogram. So in this example, if we are computing this rupees 2 per kilo when we are issuing various raw materials to our production unit, then the first in first out method, it is to be given rupees 2 per kilo. And if it is HIFO method, highest in first out, then it is definitely 3.50, because amongst our own procurement 3.50 is the highest rate for which we have adopted the same. And last in first out, suppose in LIFO method, if we are issuing the same on 3.50, we had our latest procurement is 3.50, so it is to be adopted, it is to be computed. So LIFO method, FIFO method, HIFO method, and average cost. If you are giving an average, we can make a summation total of all 2 kilo per 2 rupees per kilo, 3 rupees per kilo, and 3.50 per kilo, and we can get an average cost. And on the basis of average cost, if we are doing the same, then it is called average cost basis. So it depends upon the decision maker or the people, those who are in the helm of affairs of the management, they can decide which method is to be adopted so that our cost performance will be effective, and at the same time our product will have the sellability in the market, and or if we are dealing services, then our service will also be affordable by the customers at large, and at the same time we can have flow of customers, which is exactly the lifeblood of an organization. If we are losing our customer or prospects, maybe in respect of our service or maybe in respect of our products, if we are not managing ourselves to at least retain the existing customers on our hand, what to speak of to explore more customers, to explore more and more customers, then automatically our sales promotion, our existence will be at threat. So when we are issuing our product or issuing various inventories, all the materials which are there, which are directly or indirectly attributable for the production of goods or rendering services or discharging services for the people at large, almost all the resources are inventories except human resources. So almost all the inventory control nowadays it is being given logistic. When we are focusing on our cost of production and focusing on our quality of products or quality of service, nowadays we have given a new name or new recently defined, that is called logistic. So our logistics should be maintained and retained in a judicious way, and at the same time when we are issuing the same, we should compute the value which is exactly capable enough to give the original cost of the product, so that we can ascertain the market price, we can ascertain the profitability of the product as well as profitability of our service, and we can grow and we can have our existence. If we are earning profit, if our organization is able enough to have the profit for days together, for months together, for years together, then definitely survival existence of the organization will be assured, and at the same time the original purpose of the organization at large on this planet will continue forever, because our original aim is to retain the business or retain the organization for indefinite period, for infinitive period. So almost all the cost accountants and the financial accountants also give adequate justice, or should try to give adequate justice while computing the value, and at the same time while putting their own figure in financial accounting in a very meticulous way, so that though honesty or justifiability has no measuring unit or measuring parameter or yardstick, still it matters most, and it is the lifeblood of the business. Of course, we cannot ignore the accounting part, maybe financial accounting, maybe cost accounting, maybe management accounting, maybe also your human resource accounting, but almost all of them have equal contribution for the existence, growth, and profitability of the business. That's all.